Hey guys, we're going to be looking at long division today. So we've been thinking about problems that look kind of like this. 36 divided by 3, which is the same thing as saying 3 times what equals 36. So 3 times what equals 36? So what we've been doing is find our multiplication table if we don't know the answer. And you find 3, and you say 3 times what equals 36. You look for the 36. But look at that, it ends at 30. So we need to go a few more 3s to get to 36. So the answers won't always be here. They just are for the quick facts, but you need to know these, but sometimes it goes off the edge. So what we're talking about today is this 36 divided by 3 is the same thing as this. 36 divided by 3. So the answer to a division problem is called the quotient. So you'll see that in word problems. Find the quotient. It's a funny word, huh? Quotient. Looks like quote. So it can go either way. You need to just remember that when you see a problem that looks like this, the big number that you're dividing by goes inside the symbol. Maybe I'll get rid of this so you can just kind of see it better. So the big number's in here, and you're dividing it by this number, and you're trying to find the quotient, the answer up here. So either way, it's 36 divided by 3. So if you have 36 things, you divide them into 3 piles evenly. How many are in each pile? Or 3 times what mystery number in each pile will equal the total, 36. So just remember those 3 numbers work together like we've been talking about. But what is the mystery number? How do we solve that? So the first thing I want you to do is just remember 36 divided by 3 can look like this or like this. And when you do what's called long division, it looks like this. Big number, then you have that funny like sideways L, and then one of the smaller numbers. One small number times the other small number equals the big number. But we need to find out, what is that small number? Okay. So let's think about it. So what if we have a problem like that? 36 divided by 3. I'll leave it up here too. What is it? So think of it like this, my friends. We need to divide up 36 things into 3 piles. So we have the 10 spot and the 1 spot. So I was looking for Monopoly money, but I couldn't find any, so I just made some really quickly. But if you have, let's see, so these are the yellow. These are these yellow guys. These are the 10s. Notice how it says $10. There's a little smiley face. And these guys are the 1s. It's supposed to be a dollar symbol, but it says 1 and 1. So the 1s are green. Yellows are 10s. 10s are yellow. So we've got to divide up this 36 into 3 piles. So we've got $36 to divide up between 3 people. So the first thing you do in long division, and you should have your packet too. I gave you guys all a packet yesterday, the pickup. And notice how it has these rules. It says divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. I'm going to write those down so we remember those. Divide is 1, 2 is multiply, 3 is subtract, 4 is bring down, and 5 is repeat. So it could go on forever. So the first thing we do is divide. We look at the 10. We look at the first number closest to the L there. Because we've got to divide up each one of those digits. The 10s, the 1s, or maybe we might even have thousands. Who knows? But right now we're not going to be doing it. We're going to do 10s and 1s. So I've got 3 10s and 6 1s. So I've got 3 people, each wondering, hey, am I going to get a $10 bill? So I count them out, and I'm like, yeah, I think so. So you divide the first digit by the the 3. So the first digit is 3, right? Because we've got 3 tens. So when you divide, yeah, you give each one 1. And remember how dividing, the thing you do is you think about 3 times what equals 3. This number times what equals that number? Well, in this case, it's 1. That means each person is going to get a $10 bill. So I just divided it. 3 divided by 1 is 3. I just found the answer up there. And now I multiply, step number 2, because I want to see, do I have any left over? And I can already see because I'm using my dollar bills that no, I don't, but you still have to do it multiply. So 1 times 3 is 3. Look at step number 3 now, subtract. So I subtract and I find out how many do I have left over, because I might need to divide those still. And 3 minus 3 is 0. So yeah, I already knew that. I've got none left over. I gave them all away. Bring down, which means bring down the next number. So I do an arrow for the next number. And then I'm going to divide up the next digit. So I bring it down right there. So now how many 1s do I have? I'm going to divide up my 1s. Let's see, I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now up in the 1 spot, I'm going to, oh, look at that, I'm repeating. So I'm up to here again. I'm going to divide. So 3 times what equals 6? So we're dividing 6 by 3. So you might just know your division quick fact. 6 divided by 3 is boom. But you might also think of it as this. 3 times what equals 6? Well, 3 times 2 equals 6, right? And that's where if you're not sure, I mean, everybody knows that one, but if there might be harder ones, you find the 3 and you're like, oh yeah, 3 times 2 equals 6. So you just, it's the same thing. 6 divided by 3, oh, you remember that. We find our 3's, 6. Oh yeah, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So it's 2, which means you're going to give 2 1s to each of these people. 2 for you, 2 for you, and 2 for you. And now we've got to keep doing our steps here. So I just divide, I multiply, because I want to see, do I have any left? And I know I don't, but I still have to do it. 2 times 3 is 6. So I multiply to see how many I gave away, which was 6. Now I subtract. I want to find out how many I have left. Got none left. And if you have none left, you're done. So 3 times 12 equals 36. We just found it out. We just figured that out. 3 times 12 equals 36. And you guys, if this doesn't make sense the first time or second time even, don't worry about it. We'll be doing this for a little while. Let's look at another problem. Let's look at 3 divided by 24. Oh, so let's write the answer up here. We found it. 12. Okay, now let's find this answer. Let's find out the answer to 24 divided by 3. And this one, well, we could just find that out because it's 3 times what equals 24? 3 times what equals 24? It's right there. So this one's going to be easier. You already know it, but I want you to do this so you can know how to solve these kind of problems. So 3 times what equals 24? 24 divided by 3 equals what? Let's figure it out. Remember, big number goes inside the L. The number you're dividing by, called the divisor, goes right there. Okay, so let's recount our money. We've got 2 10s, 20, and 4 1s. 2 10s, 4 1s. We've got to divide this up into 3 people. Our team of 3 people are back. Like, pay us our money, Daniel. We need some money. I'm like, okay, chill out. So 2 10s, 4 1s. So this one I wanted to do because I want to show you, you don't always have 10s to get out each person. I've got my 3 people here, and they each have their hand out for a 10. And guess what? I've only got 2. I can't divide 2 10s up among 3 people. So this is the case where you have to think about, first you answer the question for the first one. Just look at the first digits, 10s. They're not going to get any, are they? Because I've only got 2 and they have 3 people. So you think to yourself, 2 divided by 3, oh, that's funny. Or 3 times what equals 2? And 3 times 1 is 3. So I can't even do a 1, so it's 0. So sometimes people think about, they say it like this. How many 3's fit into 2? 3 times 0. I can't give them anything. If this number's smaller, it's like, I can't give you anything. Sorry, guys. I only have 2 10s. So I just found out I can't even do this one. There's not enough. So now I go to my multiplying. Okay, 0 times 3 is 0 because any number times 0 is 0. Now I subtract. So I found out with multiplying, I found out how many did I give away, how many 10s did I give out? None. I still got all of them. I subtract. How many do I still have? 2 minus 0 is 2. I still have them. And now I bring down the 1s. 4. And now I'm looking at my 1s. So that means is, yeah, I've still got 24 bucks I've got to divide up. But I'm looking at my 1s now. So I trade these in for 1s. And now I've got 24 1s. I'm looking at my 1s. Oh, that's a 10. I think this is going to be 24. So now I can answer the answer for the 1s. How many 1s does each person get? Each person got 0 10s, but how many 1s do they get? Okay, so 3 times what equals 24? Well, now I can just solve it right there. 3 times what equals 24? 8. 3 times 8 equals 24. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So each person's going to get 8 1s. And then, so I just divided. Now I multiply to see how many did they give away. Let's see, I think I actually did this right. So that each person should get 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So each person gets 8 1s. That's what they get. They get no 10s, but they get 8 1s. So I multiply to see how many to give away. Well, I just gave away 24. So 8 times 3. That's why you go back. 8 times 3 is 24. So 0. I've got 0 left. Oh yeah, subtract. How many do you have left? 0. And if you have 0 left, you're done. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. Each person got 0 10s, but they each did get 8 1s. So that is how you do long division. I know it's kind of a long video, and we'll be doing this for a while, so even if it doesn't make sense, just do your best. So remember that, please, you guys. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Try to do 5 problems on this today, on this first page. Just 5 problems. Notice on this page, if you're like, wait, how do you do that, Daniel? Look at these examples. We're not looking at these yet. This is when you have a remainder left over. Sometimes you have like a funky 1 left over. Like, I can't divide the 1 between 3 people. But on these first problems, there are going to be no remainders. So just look at these ones up here and kind of notice how I do it. Notice how 4 divided by 28, I can't give out nobody gets a 10, but they each get 7 1s. So please, like I said, try to do 5 problems on this piece of paper. 5 problems. Choose whichever 5 you want. You can just solve, I think, all of these basically, except for maybe a couple, by just finding the answers. 7 times what equals 56? Well, 7 times, well, there it is right there. But still try to do this process because we need to learn how to do this. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat.